Here are 7 mistakes people make when talking to an INTP. Number 1. Expecting a straight answer. Asking an INTP for a straightforward answer is like asking a kaleidoscope to show you a single unchanging pattern. Their mind doesn't work in neat lines. It's a swirling vortex of possibilities, what-ifs, and mental experiments. You might ask a simple question like, "What do you want for dinner?" And instead of a direct pizza or salad, you get a mini TED Talk on the pros and cons of carbs, the ethics of food choices, and a sudden detour into the origins of Italian cuisine. INTPs don't just want to solve problems, they want to understand them from every angle, twist every idea around, and explore every nook and cranny before settling on an answer. So, if you're expecting a quick, definitive response, prepare to be patient. Or buckle up for a fascinating mental ride that rarely sticks to the script. They're not avoiding answers, they're chasing the perfect one. Number 2. Interrupting their mental maze. Imagine stepping into an endless labyrinth where every corridor twists unexpectedly, where hidden doors reveal secret chambers, and where the walls themselves whisper fragments of ancient knowledge. This is what an INTP's mind feels like, a vast, intricate maze woven from ideas, theories, and abstract connections. When you see them pause mid-sentence or drift into a distant gaze, don't mistake it for distraction or disinterest. They're not zoning out, they're deep inside their mental maze, navigating complex pathways, piecing together puzzle fragments that most of us don't even know exist. In that moment, their brain is a lightning storm of thought, firing synapses as it hunts for the perfect connection, the missing link, or the elegant solution. Interrupting them isn't just pulling them out of focus, it's yanking the map from their hands when they're about to find the exit. It's like watching a skilled composer pause mid-phrase to find the right note, only to have someone shout over the music. The flow breaks, the pattern shatters, and the symphony stalls. INTPs don't always vocalize their process because it's so internal, so intricate, that putting it into words too early feels like translating poetry into a rough sketch. They need that silence and space to align all the pieces before sharing their insight. So next time an INTP falls silent, stares off into the void, or trails off mid-sentence, don't rush to fill the gap. Let them wander through their labyrinth. When they emerge, they'll often have found a path that no one else saw, and that's when the magic happens. Number 3. Taking their absence personally. INTPs are like cosmic travelers. Their minds have the ability to slip quietly into alternate dimensions without ever moving a muscle. When you're talking to them and suddenly their eyes glaze over or they go silent, it might feel like you've been ghosted in real time. But here's the twist. They haven't left the room. Their consciousness has simply boarded an internal spaceship bound for a distant galaxy of ideas and reflections. This mental absence isn't a sign of boredom or disinterest, it's a deep dive into processing. They might be unraveling a complex problem, replaying a conversation, or spinning out a chain of theories about the nature of existence. Their external silence masks an internal storm of thought that can be dazzlingly complex and beautiful. For an INTP, silence is often the calm eye of a hurricane, a necessary pause where their mind gathers strength, pieces together puzzles, and recharges from the constant hum of intellectual activity. So when they drift away mid-conversation, don't take it personally. It's not a rejection, it's a form of self-care and deep contemplation. INTPs don't always have a quick response because they're busy constructing the perfect one that's meaningful, insightful, and true to their inner logic. If you rush to fill the silence or demand their attention, you risk pulling them out of the very process that fuels their brilliance. Respect the quiet moments, trust in their return, and know that when they re-engage, it's with a mind enriched by the journey they took while you weren't watching. Number 4. Demanding quick emotional responses. INTPs aren't wired for instant emotional reactions. Their feelings are like complex puzzles that need time to be carefully examined, analyzed, and understood before they can respond authentically. When you expect an immediate emotional reply, it's like pressing fast forward on a delicate film. The nuances get lost, the depth disappears, and what comes out might seem cold or detached. INTPs need space and patience to process their emotions internally. They'll come back with thoughtful, genuine responses, but only when they've fully worked through the feelings behind the words. Rushing them only leads to misunderstandings and frustration on both sides. Number 5. Mistaking their sarcasm for rudeness. Sarcasm is an INTP's secret handshake, their way of navigating the social maze without losing their sense of humor or sanity. It's a sharp-edged tool, wielded with surgical precision, often delivered with a deadpan expression that makes it nearly impossible to tell if they're joking or dead serious. For INTPs, sarcasm isn't about hurting feelings or putting others down. It's a form of intellectual play, a way to test ideas and reactions without the emotional baggage of direct confrontation. It's their way of saying, I'm engaged, I'm thinking, I'm here, but I'm also having fun with it. But for those unfamiliar with this style, the dry, cutting remarks can come off as cold, dismissive, or even rude. People might mistake their wit for a lack of empathy or warmth, which is often the exact opposite of what's going on beneath the surface. In truth, sarcasm is a bridge, a quirky sign that they trust you enough to joke around, challenge your thoughts, and share a mental dance. It's their way of keeping conversations lively and minds sharp. So next time you catch an INTP's sarcastic remark, don't recoil, lean in, appreciate the nuance, and maybe throw a witty comeback of your own. Because beneath that ironic veil is a mind that's deeply curious, playful, and eager to connect, just on its own delightfully indirect terms. Number 6. Assuming they don't care. INTPs might not always wear their feelings on their sleeves or express affection with grand gestures. Their care is quieter, subtler, like the steady hum of a well-oiled machine working behind the scenes. They show love and concern through curiosity, asking questions, remembering details, and sticking around when it counts. They care deeply about authenticity and truth, and that means they respect you enough to engage honestly, even if it's not with fireworks and fanfare. So if you think an INTP doesn't care because they don't say it outright, look closer. Their way of caring is different, less obvious, but just as real. Number 7. Expecting them to follow social scripts. For an INTP, social scripts are like elevator music, background noise that's easy to tune out, but rarely compelling. When a conversation revolves around the weather, weekend plans, or the latest celebrity gossip, their minds start to wander down far more interesting rabbit holes. They don't dislike people, they just find small talk draining, like trying to swim through molasses. It feels repetitive, superficial, and utterly lacking in intellectual stimulation. They crave conversations that spark curiosity, challenge assumptions, and invite exploration of ideas that stretch the mind. When forced into routine social chit-chat, they might nod politely, but inside their thoughts are already somewhere else, dissecting a scientific theory, imagining a future invention, or crafting a philosophical argument. If you want to truly connect with an INTP, don't settle for surface-level chatter. Dive deep with them. Ask questions that open doors, discuss topics that excite their curiosity, and give them space to explore the labyrinth of their thoughts out loud. Because with an INTP, the magic happens when you skip the script and venture into the unknown together. These videos will be really helpful for you.